start.
Sir, let us start.
हाँ जी जी
Prayer करना.
जी जी
Madam, Madhavi Lata madam, Madhavi garu. Madam, Madhavi madam, Madam ji. Madam, hello madam. Madhavi madam.
సార్ ఒకసారి కాల్ చేయండి సార్ మేడంకి. మేడం లేరేమో గ్రూప్ లో సార్ ఇప్పుడు.
చేస్తాను. కరెక్ట్.
Please start, sir.
Right అమ్మా, స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. అదే విద్య. Let us start with prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Over to Kapilaji. You can start, sir, today's class. Hello? Sir, your voice is not audible.
yeah. Now is it okay?
Now okay.
It was mute. So today we are going to discuss about the daily elections and the win of BJP that was predicted by me. On 16th of January 2025, one of the members of our group, Mr. Ansh Goyal, he asked me a question. He put up a Horary question with Horary number 149, and the timing of the question was around 9 o'clock, 9:50, 9:51. He put me a question. Now, before he put me a question, since he is a student of astrology also, what he did was he tried of his own. He casted a chart, and that chart was casted by him at his native place on 16/1/2025 at 9:51 hours. And then he was asking me a question. So I asked him that, have you put up a chart? He told me, ki, sir, I have already put up a chart. So I said, then it's no use. I will say predict the chart on the basis of the coordinates of my place, because you have already put up a chart. So it is better you give me the details of your place, the longitude, latitude of your place, and I will make the predictions, whatever is the outcome on the basis of the chart. So the chart was casted on 16th of January 2025, 9:51 hours, and the Horary number was 149. And the longitude, latitude, they are already, it is 78:31:53 east and 29:31:32 north. Now, what I predicted on that day and how I predicted on 16th that BJP is going to win and is going to win by getting about 44 seats plus minus 4, 4 or 5 seats this way or that way. So that was the prediction which was made on that day. Because you cannot make 100% accurate prediction. You cannot say it has to be 48 seats or it has to be 50 seats, because there is always some margin for the error. So the margin of error which I took was 10% of 70 seats. That was 7. So 7 seats would mean 4 seats on the upper side of 44 and 4 seats on the lower side of 44. So the number could be anything in between 40 to 47 or 41 to 48. That was the prediction which we had made on that day, and we had already, posted that video on the podcast by Mr. Ansh Goyal. Now, I shall be posting the chart which was casted, and I'll discuss in details that how such predictions are to be made. Now, I am presenting the chart. Is the chart visible to everybody?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Now, this was the chart that was casted. Now, once you know when you are taking up horary, what is important? The first point is that since the question was put by the person himself, thereby there is no rotation, no need to rotate the chart, and the ascendant in the present case is Aries, with Jupiter posited in the first house. To predict any horary chart, whether it is childbirth horary, or it is marriage horary, or it is election horary, or it is winning a match horary, or whatever horary case is there, now we have to follow a set procedure to predict, to make the predictions. So the first thing is we have to check about the genuineness of the chart, and the genuineness of the chart, as you already know, is to be predicted on the basis of moon, the position of moon in the chart, and the if perchance moon is not appearing in the required houses, then we have to go to the star lord of moon and just to find out whether it is present in the requisite houses or not. Now, what are the houses which are in question? Since his question was, will BJP win daily elections? Therefore, I took the ascendant for the BJP and seven for all other parties. Ascendant for BJP and seven for all other parties, including Congress, AAP, and since it was a major contest between BJP and AAP, so basically the opponent which we were thinking at that time was AAP opponent. Okay, but in any case, it has to be BJP versus all the parties which are the opponents. So the houses in question, they are the first house, the sixth house, and the 11th house, and the two important houses for the win in elections, win in games, say clearing the competitive examinations, it is 6th and 11th subsublot. So after checking the genuineness of this chart, we have to concentrate upon the ascendant subsublot, that what the ascendant subsublot has to say. Then we have to check the sixth subsublot, and finally the 11th subsublot. And if all the three are giving a promise of 1 6, 611, 1 611, then it means we can proceed with the chart further for finding out whether it is BJP which will win or which will not win. So, in the present chart, if you look at moon, moon is the ascendant subsublot. Moon is present in the sixth cusp as the star lord of the sixth cusp. Moon is nowhere present in the 11. So since it is present in 1 and 6,
Sir, chart is not visible, sir.
yes, हाँ जी
Chart is
बोलिए.
not visible.
चार्ट तो मूर्ति जी चार्ट विजिबल नहीं है.
Visible, sir, visible.
दिख रहा है सर. It's visible.
It is visible. So please check it out. There must be something wrong with
Sir,
your
it is
setting.
visible, clearly visible, sir. You carry on.
Okay. So moon
Okay,
is
sir. I'm trying.
moon is appearing in the ascendant, the first cusp as subsublot. It is appearing in the sixth subsublot, sixth cusp. It is nowhere in the 11th cusp. So it is present in these two cusps. Either of these two, 1 or 6 or 11. That would mean, this means that the the question by the person is very genuine, and as moon is appearing in the sixth cusp means that the question, the person who has asked me a question has a strong urge to know that whether BJP is going to win or is going to lose the Delhi elections. So after having checking the genuineness, even if I look into the star lord of moon, that is Mercury, Mercury is also present in the first cusp. Mercury is there in the sixth cusp. Mercury is nowhere in the 11th cusp. It also satisfies the required condition. So the question by the person is genuine. Just hold, please. हेलो. हाँ, अब बाहर करो अंदर, बाहर नॉक कर दो. Hello. Okay, so we were talking here that moon is there in the first and sixth cusp. Similarly, its star lord is also in the first and sixth cusp, which means that the query by the person is very genuine and he has a strong urge to know whether it is BJP going to win the elections or is going to lose the elections. Now, that is the first point. For every horary chart, you have to check the genuineness, and the genuineness is to be checked by moon or by its star lord, and they have to appear in the requisite cusp. And in the present case, the requisite cusp they are 1, 6, and 11. So after having checked the genuineness, then I have to proceed to step number two, and the step number two is that I have to check the ascendant sub-sublord, check the promise given by the ascendant sub-sublord, the promise given by the sixth sub-sublord, and the promise which is given by the 11th sub-sublord. So the first cup sub-sublord is moon, the sixth cup sub-sublord is Jupiter, and the 11th cup sub-sublord is Venus. Now, if you look into the cuspal interlinks table, what you find is moon does not have a PS. It is in the star of Mercury and is the sub of Saturn. Promise means we have to only look into the involvement and the commitment level. Beyond that, we need not proceed because we simply need to check the promise which is given by the ascendant sub-sublord, which is given by the sixth sub-sublord, and the 11th sub-sublord. So moon, if you look here, it does not have a PS. It is in the star of Mercury, and Mercury is giving me 1 and 6. Mercury is giving me 1 and 6. Mercury, if you look here, 1 is appearing at the sub-level and 6 is appearing at the sign level. Then Mercury, the moon is present in the sub of Saturn, and Saturn is giving me 11 along with 12. So since 1 6 involvement and commitment by 11, it means that moon is giving a promise for the BJP, which is likely to win. Now, we cannot say certainly it will win over here unless and until we go to the DBASP, that is the Dasha period lots. Simply what we can see is there is a promise for the win by BJP as is shown by moon, which involves 1 and 6 and commits to 11. Now, since I am concentrating here only upon BJP because the question was, will BJP win Delhi elections? So I am not looking for 5, 7, and 12, which are the cusp for the opponent. That I will do only later on. Then 6 sub-sublord is Jupiter. If you look at Jupiter, Jupiter also does not have PS. Jupiter is appearing in 1 and 6. And Jupiter is appearing in the star of moon. 1 appears at the sub level and 6 appears at the star level. And then Jupiter Like moon is also present in the star of Saturn, which is giving me 11. It means involving 1 6 and committing by 11 again gives a strong promise for BJP likely to win. Here I simply say likely to win. Then the 11th sub-sublot, it is very important. Now, unless and until you look into all the three, you cannot make a judgment. So all the three, they have to be in consonance. Only then you have to proceed further to find out whether BJP is likely to win or it is not likely to win. Now, the 11th sub-sublot is Venus, and Venus, is present in the star of Rahu. Rahu, if you look here, it is given over here. Rahu is Jupiter and Saturn. Look here. Rahu is Jupiter and Saturn. So if you look into the significations of Venus, Venus through Rahu is giving me 1, 6, and 11. All the three houses are there. And then through Moon, it is giving me 1 and 6. So it is involving 1, 6, 11. Committing to 1 and 6 means it is also giving a strong promise for BJP likely to win the elections. Now, after looking into the significations of the ascendant sub-sublord, 6th sub-sublord, 11th sub-sublord, all the three which are giving me a promise for the BJP likely to win the elections, then I have to proceed to the Dasha, Bhukti, Antara, Sukshma, and Prana just to find out whether the Dasha period lords which were running at that time, are they also indicating the same thing? Now, here in the present case, when we are taking up the cases, particularly like the win in elections or win of a match, then here we don't bother about. Now, if I just put up the date over here, it is 16th of January 2025, and I calculate the Dasha period lords. The Dasha period lords are Mercury, Saturn, Moon, Venus, and it is on 16th January, it is Rahu. So it is Mercury, Saturn, Moon, Venus, Rahu. Now, what is important here? When you are looking at the Dasha period lords, then the Dasha is not going to change. The Bhukti is not going to change. Antara, Sukshma, and Prana may change. Now, what is the important point here? When we are particularly making predictions or analyzing charts for the elections, then we have to straight away proceed to the transit chart, and I'll substitute the date here. Which date I am to take here? It is not 16/1/25, which I have already, the day of the chart. I have to put here the date on which the election results are to be given and the time period at which almost all the results are declared. So the results were to be declared on 8th of February 2025 at about 14:15 hours. If you remember, on that day also, almost all the results, more than 80-90% of the results were declared by 2 o'clock. So by 2:15, almost all the results were declared. So we have to take up the time over here, the time at which the results they are declared. And then the place which we need to substitute here is either we take the place of the native itself, or we substitute here the place where the elections are held and the result is to be out. So I can use this place, or I can substitute here Delhi, that is Union Territory, and I set here. Okay, so either I do it like that, right? So Delhi, the place at where the elections are held and where the results are to be declared, that place is to be taken. Because when you do it, sometimes you do sublots, they are likely to make there is likely to be a small changes in the cuspal positions. Planetary positions there would be no change, but there are slight changes which are likely to happen in the cuspal position. So it's better to have that place. Anyhow, even if you use the place of the native where the chart was casted, even that will do. That will not make much of the difference. So the results were declared on 8th of February, and almost all the results were out by 2:15. So 14 hours, 15 minutes. Now here, I will not concentrate upon the dasha, the bhukti, antra. My main focus has to be on the sukshma and prana. That what sukshma and prana they are signifying. Whether they are signifying the win by BJP or they are signifying the win by AAP party. So if you just have a look even at all these, you will find that. So it was when I casted the chart, it was Mercury, Saturn, Moon, Venus, Rahu. And when the results were declared, it was Mercury, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, Jupiter. See the difference. Moon has changed to Mars, and then here also there is a change to Jupiter. Right? Now, the next important point is that we have to focus upon the Cuspal interlink table. And in Cuspal interlink table, I have to check for what? I have to check for the significations of the planets, that which among these planets they are strongly in favor of BJP, and which of these planets they are not in favor of BJP, they are in favor of the opponents. Okay, so if you look here, now if you look at the first planet, that is Sun, it involves five. Fifth house is fifth house is the 11th house of the opponent. Look here. Fifth house, ascendant 6 and 11. First 6 and 11. We have to concentrate mainly on 6th and 11th house. Opposite to the 11th house is 5th house. Opponent to the first house is 7th house. And opponent to the 6th house is 12th house. So the cusps which are important for the opponent, they are 5, 7, and 12. And our main focus has to be on 5 and 12. So our focus for the ascendant, that is the BJP party, will be 6 and 11. And that for the opponent will be 5 and 12. Right? Now here, if you look at the significations of Sun, it involves 5. There is no 1, no 6, no 11. Anyhow, since it is involving 5 and it is committing by 5, 7, and 12, it is also committing to 6 and 11. And the final confirmation, at final confirmation level, almost all the houses are present except 11. So Sun, is not favorable. Sun is not favorable for BJP. It is favorable for the opponents. Is this clear, please?
Clear, sir.
Right? Sun involves 5, commits to 6 and 11. Okay, this is a good sign. But at the same time, it is also committing to 5, 7, and 12, which are the houses for the opponent. And then final confirmation is again through 5, 7, and 12. And it has to be 1 and 6. So mostly the significations of Sun are favorable to the opponents. Then look at Moon. Moon involves 1 and 1, 6, commits to 11, and final confirmation is again 1, 6. Okay, 1, 6, right? And if you look it for the opponent, then it involves 5, 7, and 12. It commits to 12, and then finally it is committing only to 7. No 5, no 12. At the final confirmation level, 1 and 6 for the ascendant are there, 6 for the ascendant is there, but for the opponent only 7. 7 means the first house of the opponent is there. Thereby, moon will be favorable for, moon is favorable for what? Moon is favorable for the
BJP.
BJP party.
BJP.
Okay, let me choose a pen here just to mark it out. It will be convenient if I do it like that. It will take a minute. Yes, here it is. So, sun is favorable for the opponent. Sun is favorable for the opponent. Moon is favorable for BJP. Now let us look into the significations of Mars. If you look at Mars, it involves 1, 6, 11 and commits by 6, 11 and final confirmation by 11. I will just show you the table after making a rotation. And Mars also, is favorable for BJP, right?
But sir, it has significator houses for
It is okay, but when you look at the
opponents
levels,
also. Yeah.
okay, see, if you look at the levels, for Mars, 1 is at the virtual sub level, 6 is 6 by the Jupiter is at the sub level. Here it is, Jupiter 6, Jupiter 6. Okay, 6 is at the sub level, right? 1 is at the virtual sub level, 6 is at the sub level. And if you look at 11, then 11 to Jupiter is through which planet? Through Rahu. Rahu represents what? Jupiter and Saturn. And Rahu is present where? Rahu is situated in which house? 11th house. So we will substitute Jupiter and thereby we'll get this 11. So 1, 6 and 11 are all at which level? At sub level, at 8
What?
levels,
Okay.
right? And if you look on the other hand, if you look at 5, which you get for Jupiter, 5 is at which level? Sub level, right? 7 is at which level? 5 it as sub level. See, sub lord is A level. A level is for sub lord. B level for sub lord. C level for star level. And D level for sign level. Is it clear? So when you are making a comparison here, you have to focus upon these points also. It's a horary chart. It's not a natal chart. So we have to concentrate upon whether the significations are at the sub level, which is the strongest. This is stronger than B, B stronger than C, and C much, much stronger than D. Is it okay? So here when you compare the significations in terms of the levels, then 1, 6, 11, they are all at A level. 5, 7, and 12, they are either at B level or they are at C level. And 12, if you look here, is at D level, right? And Rahu here, again you have to, Rahu is giving all these houses by virtue of Jupiter. So the repetition is same over here. That is why I said that for Mars, BJP, it is in favor of BJP. Then take the next one, Mercury. Now, what do you think about Mercury? Your guesses, please.
Favorable, sir.
Favorable, sir.
Favorable for
BJP.
BJP. And what about the opponent?
Uh,
What about the opponent? Why
no,
do you,
no.
why do you say it is not favorable for the opponent?
Because, sir,
The,
at all
the
the three
reason,
levels, yeah.
at all the three levels, only the first house is involved. 7, 7, and 7. There is no 5, no 12. And what are the houses we need to concentrate? We have to concentrate upon 6 and 11 for the ascendant, and 5 and 12 for the opponent. 12th house is 6th house of opponent, and 11th house is 5th house of opponent. Okay. So here you find that the involvement, commitment, and final confirmation is only through the ascendant, nothing else. Thereby, strongly, Mercury, is strongly in favor of BJP. Okay. Take the next one, Jupiter. Jupiter again, if you do the calculations, is again for BJP. I think now you can easily do it. 1 and 6, commitment by 11, and then final confirmation by 11. Okay. Now, why do I say that this is favorable for BJP, Jupiter favorable for BJP? The reason is because here
One,
you have involvement
one
of
minute.
1 and
One minute,
6.
sir.
Yes.
For Mercury, of course, it is a strong significator, but Moon, sublord Moon, 7 is shows in the at sublord level, sub-sublord level, 7. 7 is opposing and the sub-sublord level.
No, it's not opposing, it is favoring the opponent.
Favoring
What
the
you are
opponent.
having here, see, look here, what you are having here is
Okay,
you are having here 1 and you are having here 6.
yes.
1 and 6.
Answer.
1 and 6. For Moon, 1 is at the sub level, and 6 is at which level? 6 is at the star level.
R level,
1A and 6C. Okay. And what about 7 here?
sub-sub level.
7 here, it is the sub level. 7 house is which house? First house of the opponent. There is no other house, neither 5 nor 11. Where
Okay,
what we need to concentrate
okay.
to get the point.
Okay, get that. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Our focus has to be upon 6 and 11, 5 and 12. That's all. Because we are talking about who is to win the election, whether it
Okay,
is
sir.
BJP or it's anybody else. Okay.
And moreover, sir, Venus is
Okay.
present in 11th bhava, so it becomes virtual sub-sublord.
Virtual subsolvent. Correct. Very true. Okay, so Jupiter, when you calculate, again you will find it is in favor of BJP. Venus, when you calculate, again you will find it is in favor of BJP. And if you take the case of Saturn, it is for opponent. If you take the case of Saturn, it is for opponent. If you take the case of Rahu, it is mixed planet, both opponent as well as BJP. And when you look for Ketu, it is for the opponent. So then what you find here is that Sun is in favor of opponent 1. Then Saturn is in favor of opponent 2, and Ketu is in favor of opponent 3. Rahu is giving you a mixed result. 4. Remaining 5 planets, they are all in favor of BJP. Right? Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So then, once we have concluded on this basis, then now we will proceed to the transit table. We shall go to the transit, and when we proceed to the transit, I will change the place here. I'll make it as okay. Now, what is the transit position with us? Dasha Lord is Mercury, Bhukti Lord is Saturn, Antara Lord is Mars, Sukshma Lord is Jupiter, and Prana Lord is Jupiter. What did I say? I said that what is important with us is what is important with us is the Sukshma Lord and the Prana Lord. Now, this is the portion where we need to focus. Mercury, we have already seen, is in favor of BJP, right? Saturn, that is Bhukti, it is in favor of opponents. Antara Lord Mars in favor of BJP, Jupiter in favor of BJP, and Prana Lord in favor of BJP. Right? Now we need not concentrate upon the Dasha Bhukti Antara because all the planets are giving significations which indicate either BJP or the opponent is likely to win. To predict the result, we have to concentrate mainly upon the Sukshma Lord and the Prana Lord because the Prana Lord is likely to change every day. It will only be, very rarely you will find that you have the same prana for 2 days. Otherwise, what you find is that every day the prana lord is likely to change because it has to be for a few hours. Sukshma lord stays for a longer period of time, and from 8 to 2025 to 15 to 2025, the Sukshma Lord that has to be Jupiter. And we have already discussed that the Jupiter is clearly in favorable of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And since we are having the same prana, and we have already seen the significations that Jupiter is very strongly, favoring the win of BJP, therefore there is every likelihood that the BJP party will win the elections. Okay. Now, if we concentrate upon Moon, Moon is in the star of Mars. Mars favors BJP, and Sun is in the sub of Rahu. And Rahu is what? Rahu, if you look here, Rahu is Jupiter and Saturn. So Jupiter favors BJP, Saturn favors the opponent. So it is a mixed planet. It's a mixed planet. So this also, gives us an indication there is more probability of BJP to win the elections. Now your questions, please, if you have any questions to be asked. Now the other way, one more thing I would like to conclude here is that after checking the significations for the ascendant, what you do is you make the rotation to the seventh, that is the opponent, Again, look at the cuspal positions, and here take 1, 6, and 11. Now there is no 1, no 6, there is 11. 11, this is for the opponent. Involvement of 11, commitment by 1, 6, 11, and final confirmation by 1, 6, 11. What did we conclude? That Sun is in favor of which planet? If Sun is in favor of which, say,
Opponent.
party? Opponents.
Opponent.
Opponents. Right? On the other hand, when we were talking about BJP, it involved fifth, committed to 6 and 11, and final confirmation of 1 and 6. And here it is involving 11, committing to 1, 6, 11, final confirmation to 1, 6, 11, strongly in favor of the opponent. Now, suppose on that particular day, during the time of calculation, had Sun been the Prana Lord, then 100% positively the opponents, that is the R party, would have won the election. Similarly, take the case of Moon. For Moon, it is involvement of 1, 6, 11, right? Commitment by 6, it is okay. But when it comes to final confirmation, then the final confirmation is only 1. No 6, no 11. On the contrary, when you look into the significations for the other party, it was involvement of 1, 6, commitment by 11, and then final confirmation by 1 and 6. So that is why I said that Moon is in favor. So what you do is, after having noted down the significations for the first party whom you have taken as the ascendant, you rotate the chart through 7 to the opponent, note down the significations, and then by comparing the significations, you can tell that which among these two is strong for which particular party. Is it okay, please? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So now your questions, if any. So what we have seen is that on the basis of the chart, it is clear that BJP is likely to win the elections. Any questions, please? Any questions? If you have questions, then please ask me questions. If there is any doubt, you can clear your doubt.
So you were speaking something about Rahu's being the mixed
Rahu.
yeah.
Yes, if you look into the significations of Rahu, then what happens is that Rahu is giving mixed significations. Say, for example, for the ascendant party, it is 1A, 6A, 11A. Involvement of 1, 6, 11, commitment through 11, final confirmation by 6 and 11. And if you look for the opponent, there also it is involvement of 1, 6, 11, commitment by 6, and final confirmation by 1, 6, 11. Now, I said mix. Why? Because for the opponent, it is at B level or C level. Whereas for the ascendant, only in the involvement level, it is at A level. And at other levels, it is at D level. So I said, that is why I said that
Could you
Rahu
please
will be
show
taken
the
as,
chart also, sir? That
yeah,
Cuspal table.
Cuspal table. So Rahu will be taken as a mixed planet. Now this is for the ascendant. No
Yeah.
rotation. Look at the significations of Rahu. Rahu is 1. And Rahu had got 1 through what? 1 through Jupiter or 1 through Saturn. Okay. So 1 is Jupiter. And Jupiter is present in which house?
Lagna itself.
In Lagna itself. So it is getting 1. Here it is. So it is present in Lagna. So virtual sub-sublord, therefore 1 is at sub-sub level. Right? Then you take the case of 6. 6 is again from Jupiter. And it is at which level?
Sub level.
Sub level. Okay. Then you take the case of 11. 11 comes from where? Not from Jupiter. It comes from Saturn. Okay. Saturn is posted in the 11th house.
Yes, sir.
It is sign lord of the 11th house. Right? On the contrary, when you take the case of the other party, fifth, fifth has come from which planet? Jupiter. Which level? Sublord level, B level. 7 comes from Jupiter, again C level. and 12 comes from Saturn. It is again at sea level. See the comparison. Involvement is very strong for BJP,
BJP, yeah.
less strong for the opponent.
Hmm.
Then it is giving us 11. Okay, fulfillment of desire. On the
12 also.
contrary, on the contrary, 12th house. 12th house is which house?
11th for opponent.
No,
No, sorry,
six,
6th for opponent.
six
Opponent.
for opponent.
Yeah.
So it is stronger. It is stronger than the other party, right? And similarly, you can conclude here. It is 6 here and 11 here, right? 6 and 11 they have come. 6 and 11, and then 5, 7 and 12. 5, 7 and 12. They are all at a weak level. So that is why I said that by looking into these significations, you can easily conclude that Rahu will give us a mixed result.
But since it is posited in 11th house, shouldn't we consider that it is slightly towards BJP only?
I think it's better that it is better if we say that it has a mixed, it is going to give us mixed results.
Okay.
You can say that it is slightly tilting more towards the BJP party,
Hmm.
right? So instead of saying like that, I said that let me take it as a mixed planet.
Okay.
Mixed
Because
planet
now
because
it's star level, sublot level also, we can
because
see 11.
involvement is okay, that is fine. At the final commitment level, na, Rahu will be through Jupiter.
Okay.
11th house is through Jupiter.
Okay.
Okay, 11th house is through Jupiter. Jupiter is not present in the 11th house. It is present in the first house,
Yes, sir.
right? So that's why I said that it is a mixed planet. It's better to take it as a mixed planet,
Okay, sir. Okay.
right? Any more questions, please?
1 minute, sir.
Hanji.
When we rotate, all the plants should show the loose of seeds.
When you rotate it,
When you rotate it,
the opponent, now
opponent
will become the ascendant,
ascendant, then
and when
all the
it becomes,
plants should show loose of seeds.
hmm,
It must. Please, 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 explain this, sir.
no, no, 6 alone will do nothing, na.
Achha.
6 without 11 has no
The
meaning.
prana here, prana is Jupiter.
Huh.
Jupiter, whether Jupiter shows loss or gain.
Jupiter is in favor of BJP. Na, I've already discussed this point. Say Jupiter is involving 1 6, committing to 11, and final confirmation through 6 and 11. And Jupiter for the opponent is involving only 1, committing through 6.
Okay, okay.
No 11 is there. And final confirmation is only through 1 6 and 11. So at the promise level is very weak.
Promise is weak, very weak. Okay, okay.
Unless and until there is a strong promise, final confirmation to will say yes or no.
Yes, yes,
Whatever is promised, the final confirmation will not make any decision. It will say yes or no to that decision.
yes, yes. Yes,
Right?
six is also at the sign log level. Six
Yes,
kuda.
yes,
Yes, yes.
yes. Very true, very true. Any more questions, please?
Okay, thank you.
Is it clear then?
Yes, sir, clear.
Right? So then now it is finally how we do the calculations for the number of seats. So what I have done is I have devised a method which I am trying for number of different elections to find out that how we can suitably, calculate the number of seats. Now you see that due to the interplay of sun and moon, because sun and moon are two such planets which are very important on the day of the event, and without the interplay of sun and moon, without their interplay of sun and moon, no event is likely to happen. Okay, so it means on the day of event when sun and moon they interplay. Interplay means that they have to be in a star, in a sub, or in a sub-sub, all of which strongly signify either for party one or for the opponent. Right? Now look at sun, it is in the star, it is in the sign of Saturn, star of Mars. Mars is favorable to BJP. Rahu is a mixed planet. Venus is again favorable to BJP. Look at moon. because all Dasha, Bhukti, Antara and Sukshma are by virtue of moon in a particular star, in a particular sub, in a particular sub-sub, in a particular Sukshma, in a particular prana. Here Mars is favorable to BJP, Venus is favorable to BJP, Mercury is favorable to BJP, Mercury is favorable to BJP. Okay, so their interplay will result in the formation of the ascendant, right? And when you look at the ascendant, you know the ascendant rises in the sign of Gemini and it is at 8 degrees 11 minutes 14 seconds. Okay, so it means in order to have a rough assessment of what is the total number of seats which are to be won by a party, we will note down the ascendant, the sign in which the ascendant rises, and look at the degrees at which the ascendant rises, 8 degree and 11 minutes approximately. And then we will go in the utilities column tab, and in the utilities tab we'll go to the sub table, and in the sub table we'll go to the Gemini sign. This is the Gemini sign, and in the Gemini sign it was Mercury. Now what we need to check here is one thing I forgot to tell you. What we need to check here is it is ascendant is in the sign of Mercury, star of Rahu, sub of Rahu. Okay, Mercury, Rahu, Rahu. If I make it as 2, then it will be Mercury, Mars, and Venus. Okay, so in the utilities tab at the sub level, we will go to the Gemini sign, and in the Gemini sign, it was Mercury, Mars, and Venus. Mercury, Mars, Venus. Am I right? At 2:15, it was Mercury, Rahu, Rahu. Is it okay? Do you get this point? The ascendant was rising in the sign of Mercury, in the star of Mars, and in the sub of Venus at what time? 2 o'clock. When almost all the results, one or two results were only pending. And then finally, at 2:15, all 70 seats, their results were declared. The ascendant is rising in the sign of Mercury, it will remain the same sign in the star of Rahu and the sub of Rahu. Now, corresponding to this position, what is the number here? 47. And corresponding to this position, what is the number here? 44. If you just look at the results, you know the results were close to around 43, 44, around say 150, 155. That was the result at that time. And then after 15 minutes, the number jumped to 48. Okay. So what I did was I put up the time as 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, the number of seats which appeared, that was 44. So on the basis of the number at which the ascendant rises in the sign of Mercury, star of Mars, and the sub of Venus, the number was 44. So I predicted the number 44 number of seats, which was approximately around 2 o'clock. And then since there was a 10% error that I have taken into account, 10% of 70 means 7 seats. So 7 seat means I would add 4 seats to this and minus 4 seats from this. So the number can be anything from 40 to 48 seats. So that was the prediction, that the total number of seats which the BJP is likely to have is anything in between 40 to 48 seats. And when you look at the final result, it was 48 seats which they got. Now your questions, please. Is the last point clear? How to do it?
Sir, at 2 o'clock we have 43, no?
44.
43 is from 153 to 240.
Yeah, it is close to that time.
Okay. So, uh,
You see, this is one method which I have devised and I have been working on it.
okay, sir. Okay.
Still, there are some more changes are likely to be there. Now,
Uh-huh.
this is what I have been trying for various elections,
Mm-hmm.
and so far, 3 4 elections which I have predicted, my number is very close to the actual number. So
Okay.
it means this is
So
working
for
out. This is
okay,
working out. This is working out.
okay,
Right
okay.
now,
So
I
for
cannot.
parliamentary election, you will increase it to sub level because
Yes, no, yes,
okay,
definitely, definitely. Now it is. I'm just working out, finding out whether I'm getting the accurate results or not. And the moment, say, 8, 10, 12 elections, when I find that the same rule works out, I'll make it a rule. This is all. It's not given anywhere. This is a way how you work it, of your own, just finding out that what could be the possibility. Because the rising of ascendant in a particular sign, that is very important. And
Sir,
this
so
ascendant
that was the
always
ascendant for the transit
ascendant for the transit at the time of
that particular
declaration.
time. Okay.
Yes. हाँ जी कहिए.
sir, time, where is it exactly
हाँ
mentioned?
सपोज थोड़ा बहुत टाइम वेरी होता है ना because the elections like for when the counting was only for 70 seats. 70 seats would mean that the result would have been out by around 2 o'clock. Okay,
No,
2, 2:50,
to
2:30.
where we are seeing that 2 o'clock here, sir.
Ah, yes,
Which
yes, yes.
column, which?
Because almost all the results were out by 2:15.
Sir, when you are erecting the chart, are you used foreign number 149?
The on that case, suppose one yes, I am using the number 149.
Okay,
I was given this number 149.
okay.
Hmm. Time is 9:51 hours. Ferrari number is 149. Date is 16 January 2025. Okay. Any more questions, please?
Sir, in this sub tables, where is that 2 o'clock time, sir?
In the sub table, the number will be more. Since there were 70 seats, so I worked upon the sub table. If I look into 2193 table,
No,
sub
sir.
table.
Even for
Fourth
this,
column from left. Fourth column from left. You can see
Okay.
from DMS to DMS.
there I couldn't see 2 o'clock. That's why I'm asking.
It was there, sir. 153 to 240. Next column it was 240. So
Can you
from there
please
only I
once
read.
show me? Please, can you please once show me that, sir?
Which one?
That 2 o'clock.
So we were reading the table. At number 44, there was 153 that he wants to see. Which column?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a moment. Just a moment. I'll just put up the same table.
Utilities, okay.
Here it is.
At 43, it was 153.
What you are talking about? This is duration. This is duration for changing from one sub to the other.
So,
Timings. Timings. See, look here. I just explain it. Go to the transit chart. It is 8/2/2025, 14 hours.
yes, sir.
That is 2 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the sign?
Gemini.
Mercury,
Mercury.
star,
Mars.
sub.
Venus.
Okay, no down.
Mercury, Mars, Venus. Okay.
Okay. Now then after this, you have to go back to the utilities tab, sub table, right?
Yes, sir.
Then I have to go to which sign? Gemini. Gemini starts from which
42.
number? 42.
42.
It means in any case the seats are not going to be less than 42.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, 1 point. Now it is Mercury, and
Yes, sir.
what did you notice? It was
Mercury,
Mercury,
Mars,
Mars,
Venus.
Venus.
Mercury, Mars, Venus.
When it is Mercury, Mars, Venus, what is the number?
44.
44. Okay. And at 215, what was it was Mercury Rahu Rahu.
Yes, sir. Mercury, Rahu, Rahu.
Okay. So this is how you know, you just check it out.
So 215, where did we see here, sir?
यहाँ नहीं मिलेगा 215. You won't get 215 over here.
अच्छा,
What I
with
am
the
focusing is
difference.
I'm focusing upon Mercury, Mars, and Venus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am only focusing upon sign, star, and sub.
Okay, sir.
What you are getting here is 213. It is duration. This is duration, DUR.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From DMS to DMS, this is the duration in
Sir.
which these are going to change. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Any more questions, please? Any doubt?
So
Any
it is
question?
a new type of analysis. We learned so much,
Ji?
sir, today. It
Yeah.
is a new type of prediction. Excellent, sir.
Chalo. So nice of you, and thank you so much. See, we have to work like that for every horary chart, whether it is longevity or it is childbirth or it is marriage or it is job or it is profession or it is, uh, elections or it is appearing in competitive examinations. Same rules are to be followed. Same rules are to be followed. The point is how you analyze. And while making these analysis, what is important? That you have also to concentrate upon whether it belongs to A level, B level, C level, or D level. Then only you can have an idea about the strength. And after looking into the strength, you can make a conclusion that whether it is party one or it is party two. Right? Now here we cannot, individually calculate it for what is the number for our party or Congress party or others. We can't make the calculation. Here it has to be between two parties. One is the ascendant and the other is the opponent. Opponent means all the parties. Is it okay? Any more questions, please? Is there any question to be asked?
No, sir.
Should I stop sharing? Should I stop sharing the chart?
Okay, sir.
Sure. If there is any doubt, anybody can ask. मूर्ति जी
Sir,
हाँ जी मूर्ति जी
sir, this number is given within 2193.
yes
Then why you have chosen up to sub level?
sir, even if you the
249 you are
yeah
seeing.
I am seeing it. Whether you give this number between 2193 or you give it between 249, the analysis is by sub theory.
Yes.
When the number is less than 249, it is always, easier to do the calculations, always easier to look at the table. When you are having 2193, then it has to be at four levels. And in that case, if I select the 2193 table, then in that case, the Gemini sign would appear at maybe something around, say, 230 or 240 or 280, or maybe beyond that. You get my point? The total number of seats, they are 70. So,
70.
in such cases, then what we do is we divide the number by 70 and find out what is remainder. Whatever is the remainder, that is the number of seats.
In MP seats, sir, MP elections may
Like suppose
seats.
when we are talking about the elections, the general elections,
MP.
where there are yes, then in that case we have to take the sub level because the number is more.
Huge number.
Yes, that is why we have to take that. Here I have selected this table just to make it more easier to understand.
Yes.
That is the reason.
Very good, very good.
Any more questions, please?
So for this particular chart, can we see till prana level, and which the method which you were saying now, divided by 70, and
Yes. You can do it like
can
that.
we just check
Yeah,
once?
you can just check it out. You can check it out. Sometimes over there the result will tally, sometimes it will not. Then certain more points are also to be seen. वहां पे say 80-90% cases तो you will tally.
Hmm.
So suppose you are predicting a number, 115. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose the number which you are getting when the ascendant is rising is 115, right? So 115 minus 70, that gives you 45.
Can we just check now, sir?
I have just closed the chart.
Oh,
You do it, you just check it out, and
okay,
we
sir.
can always,
I'll do it.
yeah, just do it, and we can always check.
Okay,
We
sir.
can always discuss that. We can discuss it, no problems. Any questions, please? हाँ जी मूर्ति जी करें फिर क्लास. Should we close the class?
Okay, sir.
Right, sir?
Okay. Thank you.
ठीक है, right, sir. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
sir.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.